We need to do something fast. The sun has melted our shields.
I've tried everything. The anchor, reversing, even shooting the sun.
What about dematerializing?
Oh, yeah.
That was close.
You can say that again.
That was close.
You can say that again.
That was close.
I've parked the TARDIS on a nearby planet. Oh, uh-oh.
What?
We've landed on a mime.
A mine?
No, a mime.
Phew.
In a minefield.
Guess we have some time to talk about the latest Doctor Who episode, Boom, written by Stephen William Moffat, OBE.
Hello, hello, hello.
How is everybody doing? How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Excellent. It's a glorious weekend. Stephen Moffat's back. Had a bit of sunshine. Don't know about you.
What is he the sunshine?
He is a ray of sunshine, definitely. So
Shall we just go right into it?
Yeah, let's run straight into it like the Doctor does in the episode.
All right.
Yeah. So what did you think of Boom by Stephen Moffat?
It was all right.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. Thank you for watching, everyone. We'll see. I'm joking. I actually took notes this time, which is
Me too.
good. Because
We both got a note.
you watched it at night. You watched it at night, didn't you?
Yeah.
See, I actually went to bed, like normal time, and I woke up early for it. Which was weird. It was weird watching Doctor Who first thing in the morning with a coffee instead of, like a beer or something like that.
Yeah.
But, it's nicer to make notes with. So I know you've taken notes as well, but by the sounds of it, you've taken notes that could make up a book, where mine are more like a pamphlet.
I've got 2 pages of notes, but a lot of them are just small things for me to remember.
Yeah, me too. Like one of my first notes is spooky ambulance ? Which I'm sure I'll elaborate more on that as we get into the video.
My first note was Paradise Towers.
Oh yeah, go on.
It's just I thought it was a very similar vibe, like a capitalism kind of critique, but simultaneously there's a big robot cleaner thing that's not necessarily meant to be evil, but is murdering people.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I never thought of that actually. I've not seen anyone point that out.
Well, the interesting thing is, after I wrote this, I watched the commentary, and Stephen Moffat said that he likes to think they're like the cleaners. So I guess it was intentional.
Yeah, I guess. Well, they're massive classic Doctor Who fans, so I mean, you were saying a little bit. We're trying not to talk before we go on the streams, but the one thing you did say is how they're massive nerds, basically, Russell and Moffat, and it shows.
There was a point where they were just purely talking about John Pertwee and stuff, and Russell T Davies, after about 10 minutes, was like, we need to talk about the episode now, because we're just ranting on about John Pertwee.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, we got some people in the chat. Don't forget Daly's here. Lovely stuff. Hello. Robbo, hello. And J Jungle. When I first heard of the ambulance, I thought it was going to be my thing's blocking that. A Tula ambulance.
Tula ambulance.
Oh yeah, that's a good point actually. I never thought of that. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they did do it, considering all the bloody callbacks in his in the episode.
So many.
We'll get into it, but that's the one thing I found a little bit grating actually throughout the episode.
There was something else. Stephen Moffat said that he specifically didn't want to reference a lot of his episodes. And
But he
then
does.
he said after, when I reread the script, it has nothing but just references to his episodes.
Yeah, and it winds me up. You see on like social media, people just posting the moments, and it's like these eye clapped moments, like, oh, he said fish fingers and custard. I recognize that thing. Yay! Yay!
Yeah.
Although I watched the commentary too, and it was he did point out that it was like how many years ago since he initially referenced it, so it's not like I don't know, it's been a while to make the callback, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels fair enough. But yeah, I guess, should we start from the start of the episode? Work our way through?
Absolutely.
If anyone in chat has any things they want to point out as well, feel free to join in. Robbo, I didn't hear about any ambulances, but why do they look like Daleks? Well, they look like Jerry knows more than I do. I think you said before.
There's these robot cleaner things that basically look like that are in a Seventh Doctor story called Paradise Towers, which is a very similar kind of vibe politically to that one.
Yeah.
Dictionary. If this is Moffat not referencing his episodes, I hate to imagine what an episode with callbacks would look like.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Don't tempt him as well, because he's back for Christmas, isn't he? So it could happen.
Yeah.
We get some super referential stuff.
Oh gosh, it's just a whole episode of him watching his episodes.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up being in one as well one day. Look at me.
Oh gosh, like a Stan Lee cameo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happening,
yeah.
Definitely. Right. Okay. We should.
Let's actually start talking about it now. So we open on the battlefield. I thought it was really cool. I thought the acting on the guy who was blinded I thought it was really, really good, and I was really excited to see more of this character. And it's jumping ahead a little bit, but I was so upset when the rest of the episode, his acting is basically not there, because he talks like an AI for the rest of the thing. And
it removes his personality, which is very sad.
But it's good opener, and then
well, the opener's massive.
Yeah, it was very long. Although again, in the behind the scenes, the commentary, Stephen Moffat pointed out that the pre-intro titles is like classic, the first part of a 4-part thing, but he's saying how they super hyper speed it and condense it to fit it in, which I thought was an interesting take, because you can imagine a whole episode just leading up to when the Doctor arrives. The stepping on the mine would potentially be the first cliffhanger.
I think it was in a story. Sontaran one, wasn't it? I think someone mentioned it in chat. The Sontaran experiment. I think was it the Genesis of the Daleks? Which one's the mine? The Fourth Doctor mine bit from? I'm sure somebody in chat knows. I thought you really liked the start. I thought it was a bit pointless, because the first thing somebody says is, "Well, our enemies might be around, although nobody's ever seen any of them."
That's true, yeah. And retrospectively, it seems.
And I'm like, right. Well, they obviously don't exist. There's obviously no enemy, and they're fighting nothing immediately, and that's meant to be the twist of the story.
I guess it could have been done in a way as well, where the dad thing could have in itself have been a bit of a twist too.
Everything could have, if you remove everything and just start with the scream and the TARDIS opening and the Doctor running, the episode would be the same. We didn't get any information that we needed from the start.
It's called setting the scene, Jerry. It's you got to set the atmosphere and wild up a bit, because otherwise they wouldn't have ventured.
Did a bad job at it.
They wouldn't have ventured very far from the landmine. And so that's one thing I found funny about the episode, actually, is how everyone just
What do you mean?
comes to them. What
What do you mean they wouldn't have ventured very far from the landmine?
Well, I mean, they don't anyway in the episode, but at least we got a bit, further out than, we got the civilian camp, the war camp, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just felt like it was a bit pointless cutting to them, because it basically cut to them and it was a soldier going, "All right, give me a minute and I'll be over there." That was the whole thing, and it just kept cutting back to it for that scene over and over again.
As well, they had the hand phone. I think it was like this. They talked like that. Hello. Can you remember that?
Do they? I don't think they did. I think it was like
no,
that.
But I think they held their finger out as well. I mean, someone can
Did they
correct me? But I mean, that doesn't annoy me anyway. I think like I would happily have a phone that, it was in my hand.
Yeah, from
it was
years.
Well, it's where it is. What annoyed me about that was just I noticed an actor. I think Monday. Presses her finger here. This is such a minor thing, and this other guy was pressing his finger here, like as if that's the contact point. It is such a minor thing, but then it's only going to be minor complaints for this episode anyway, isn't it? Because it was good.
I don't know. I've got a couple, to be fair.
Well, anyway, let's fast forward to the mine, I guess.
Well, actually, no. I wanted
to
talk about the what's it called? The LED screen.
Oh yeah.
Because the most use of it is essentially at the start, so I think it's fair to talk about it here.
Yeah, is it called the volume?
Well, this is one thing they mentioned in the commentary, which I wasn't aware of. It's not technically the volume, because the volume is 360, and this was just a small bit of it. This was just a bit of a wall, basically.
Yeah. Well, I liked
it's not actually the volume.
I liked it, but there was, especially at the end. God, we're jumping around a lot. Bit at the end when they're all standing and it's like they're looking out into the horizon, right? And I could see it reminded me of like Wizard of Oz or like old films where they painted, and there was the clear like where the yellow brick road clearly becomes painting, and I could see that with the gravel. Again, this is a minor thing because I was looking for it, if anything. Cause
you know what though?
Interested.
The annoying thing about me is I kind of like that, because I'm a big classic Doctor Who nerd, and I'm so used to those terrible like corridors that clearly end in just a wall. And I kind of miss it. So I kind of liked it, and it's just a high-tech version of that essentially, and it's fun. I enjoy it.
It's funny.
My point was,
go on.
My point was that they used it. I didn't realize this originally, but they used it for the interior of the TARDIS as well.
Oh, when?
In the whole episode.
Oh, I see.
So when the door opens,
okay,
yeah. So it's like the TARDIS is essentially 2D. They open the door, and then behind that bit is the LED screen is showing the TARDIS. But it means that when the camera moves with it, you really see the 360 of the TARDIS as well.
Yeah, that's cool. See, my stupid brain thought it was the screens were like outside where the TARDIS is, and it was kind of done like that. But your way makes more sense.
Completely done in camera. The zoom in on the TARDIS was purely done in camera, and it was all the screen zooming in as well. It's very, very well done, very cleverly done.
Yeah, it's really, really good. It's funny how we've got a classic episode set in a quarry, but it's like the most amount of money and visual effects have gone into making that quarry inside. The most expensive quarry they could do with Disney's money.
Well, it's hard to film. It's hard to film outside because weather as well. So
and it was at night, or the illusion of being in the dark. So it was it was clever, cool.
So hard to film night without a studio. J Jungle Japeson says that the mine was in Genesis the Daleks. Okay, yeah. But there's a big grabby robot thing in some of the Sontaran experiment, which a lot of people, I saw on Twitter, thought was very similar to the ambulances. It's a very classic story.
Don't forget Daly said as well about Genesis of the Daleks. So we're just
Oh,
bad.
yeah, I
We're
missed
just bad
that.
Doctor Who fans, really. I mean, that's what this shows.
It's been so long since I've seen Fourth Doctor.
Yeah.
Where were we? Oh yeah, we've only spoken about the LED screen. That's it.
Wait, hang on. Dictionary says alternate version of Boom where he steps on a hand mine and gets his ankle tickled for 40 minutes. That is so my sense of humor. That reminds me of in the Dalek poop when the Dalek has the little hand that comes out the plunger to do the keypad. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, and he's slowly pressing the buttons.
Yeah.
That's a
Love
good
it.
bit. I like that.
Back to the episode. One of the next notes I have is I'm stupid. I thought the singing when Ruby comes up the TARDIS, I thought that was the soundtrack. I didn't realize it was the Doctor singing.
Oh right.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is an interesting choice because it was really like, haunting and like disturbing.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think it was shooty. It didn't sound like his voice to me. He's got a very different tone of singing voice. So I thought, is it the ambulance singing or something?
Oh yeah, Mrs. Meridou's ambulance.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's the official. Yeah.
Meridou's meds.
Meridou's meds.
Yeah. No. A little note I have here is that the song he sings is the same note second Doctor played on the recorder a couple of times in classic Doctor Who.
Oh, okay. No, that's cool. I like that. I didn't know that.
Fun little reference. I have a note here. I can't remember exactly where this point was, but this is it's where when it cuts to the warehouse, the army warehouse. Where was that? Was that after this bit or before?
What do you mean the army warehouse?
The army base.
Oh, that was in the intro because Splice is on the phone to her father. And we get the setup. We get the setup with the tattoo. I wrote that down. I was like, is this going to lead to something? And what it leads to is like one of my complaints about the episode, actually. But but also a point of speculation because they were talking about tattoos, and I wondered because the actor is going to be the new companion, and Russell's been very not very telling about whether it's going to be the same character or how it ties in.
He said it's not the same character, but it might tie in. He's hinting heavily it's going to tie in, but it's not the same woman.
Well, I have a couple of theories about that. But with the tattoo, I thought, would it be... Well, was it the Corsair had a tattoo? I know they're not with us anymore. But I thought, is it going to be a thing like that?
Was it Posh Josh or something like that?
No, Posh Graham. That's one of my notes I have
here.
Was
it Posh Graham?
It was Posh Graham, yeah.
How did I miss that?
Maybe the tattoo says, you're doing it, mate. Yeah. Yeah, Posh Graham.
I like that idea a lot. That sounds really fun.
Yeah. I quite liked them two characters in the the start, Monday and I've forgotten his name, begins with a C.
Dead Boy.
But then, well, no, not the far. Well, he does go on to eventually stop.
That's
existing.
what I mean.
Yeah. No. Okay. I'm on the topic, so it's all happening, and then they have like a very, it felt a bit forced moment where it's like they reveal that they do like each other, and then he instantly, they blow up, right? And then he's almost instantly an AI voice, and it didn't seem like it was that instant of a process, especially as he was activated as well in the flesh tube.
Well, originally in the shot we have of the dad dying, he goes all skeleton. It implies he's like slowly crushed. With that, it must have just been like, and that was it.
Yeah, instant and activated as well. Where she says
no, because she says his name. Yeah, she says his name, so then it activates. I wrote it down a note here that because she kept saying his name, like, I'm all right. How are you? And then he kept going, I'm fine. How are you? And that's so similar to Silence of the Library.
Yeah, I
It's
thought
basically
that
just
as
a
well.
redo
Yeah,
of that scene. And
yeah.
then here's a personal message just for you. And then it's just the was it Miss Angelina scene where she talks to Donna, even though she's dead.
Yeah, it's just very Stephen Moffat coded, isn't it? This whole episode, which if you love him, that's fine. And I thought this was a solid episode.
I thought it was solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got my note about the army base thing, by the way.
Okay.
So
hit me with it.
So he's saying like, oh, I can't go. I'm not allowed because I'm not a bishop. And then she goes, oh, you're a verger. I thought she went, you're a virgin.
Oh no.
And I was like, that's a bit weird to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I know like religious, like it might relate, but that's a bit of an odd thing to point out.
Yeah.
You're a virgin. And I was like, what?
Yeah. Well, talking of misheard things, there was a bit when I think I sent you the clip. I need to post it on Twitter.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, Monday says, shoot me. And it sounds like she says something, you bitch, or something like that. And I was just like, what? It really does as well. I listened to it back. Who Theory says, I think it activated because she was his designated favourite person. Yeah, sure. It's just the speed of how it came to be.
Was very quick.
It was a pacing problem. Not. I don't mind the flesh tubes, even though they look like something we probably shouldn't mention. But the text's fine within the story. I just thought the pacing was a bit, not to my liking.
Yeah, he turns into a tube in the same time it takes for her to hit the ground. That's insane. That's very quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't like the bit where she was she sort of implied she was into him or something, and then the little girl was like, you should be kind to him because he likes you. And she was like, no, he doesn't. Don't be silly. And it feels so forced to me. It feels like the most forced not knowing thing.
Well, it stuck out more in that one scene I'm saying about the scene I disliked where she's like, oh, you like me? And it's like, Splice told you this not, half an hour ago.
Yeah. What do you mean you like me? I had no idea, even though I was literally joking and flirting with you earlier.
Yeah, literally, she's like, I'll show you my tattoo if you do this.
She's like, what do you mean he has a crush on me? I never knew that.
She's just using him maybe for the job swap. I don't know.
God, it's horrible.
Yeah, in a war as well. It's not very nice. Yeah. We should address like the big thing as well of So yeah, it's a bit weird that this is Ruby's first time on a planet. First time for Ruby on a new planet.
I've got that note written down next to Flesh Tube.
So how is it that Ruby hasn't been on a planet with the Doctor yet in 6 months?
Now we don't know how many trips she's actually had with the Doctor. Right? Yeah,
she could have gone home, I guess. Doesn't have to be a living companion.
I think that's what's going on, because the Doctor visits her mum. There's no like thing with Rose or Martha where they're hiding from home and they're staying with the TARDIS or anything like that. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it feels like either there's some timey-wimey stuff going on, or what's maybe more likely is the episodes were reordered and this stuff was left in by mistake. There was a fantastic Twitter thread I saw. I can't remember who it was by, but they went through the production diary things in the Doctor Who magazine, and it basically confirms that there wasn't an episode order change. Space Babies was always episode 1. Devil's Cord was always episode 2. And this episode was described as like hard sci-fi quite a lot by Russell T Davies, and it really seems like this was always episode 3.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess it's just, I don't know, purposeful gaps to write stories in for Big Finish or whoever. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's just
but then you're just like, no aliens.
Yeah, they just the Doctor and Ruby just did like lovely little seaside visits around the UK first. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I want like a photo montage of all the places they've been to. Oh.
To be fair, actually, is everyone complaining about how Ruby's only just gone to a planet? Rose didn't get to go to to a planet for a whole series.
No, until
New Earth, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was only a space
I guess
station.
So, and that's still kind of Earth.
Yeah, it was the cop-out Earth. So, same with Martha's first planet was New Earth as well, wasn't it?
Excluding New Earth, what was Rose's first alien world?
So we got New Earth, Tooth and Claw. I'd have to bring up the episode list. I don't know. Well, I can get the episodes up here. Did she even have another one?
The only one. Well, there's that shot of her on the alien landscape when she's like, "I'm never gonna leave you, Doctor."
Yeah.
But that's it, I think.
Yeah. And he's like, he's like, "How long are you gonna stay with me?" And she's like, "Forever." And I think he was kind of, you know, when like someone stayed around your house, or like, you know, and you're like, "So what time you think you had enough?"
When are you leaving?
Yeah.
That's such a funny line. What prompted him to ask her that?
Yeah. So you stick around.
How long are you staying with me? It's such a funny line.
Yeah.
Why did you say that?
Because he's bored. He's bored of her by that point, I think.
Well, thank God he got rid of her quite quickly afterwards. Oh, Crop Tour in the Satan Pit. Yeah, that
Don't
counts.
forget Daily says Crop Tour.
Yeah, thank you.
So was it technically a planet then? I guess it was, wasn't it? It was quite asteroidy.
Well, yeah. It was called the Impossible Planet, so I guess it is a planet.
You got me there.
A planet has to.
It wasn't called the Impossible Asteroid.
Revolve around the sun, doesn't it? And it doesn't. Well, I guess it's an X-sun black hole. It's a kind of half planet. Sure, we'll count that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll count that. Rose went to.
He gets a point.
At least 3 planets that we've seen. Okay.
Okay, we should probably keep talking about this episode.
Yeah. So just some quick ones. I thought it was funny. The Doctor said "smelted" is a good word, purely because I did a photo edit of the Doctor stepping on a pressure plate in Minecraft, and then when he said "smelted" is a good word, like the Doctor's a Minecraft fan.
Stone.
Yeah,
he certainly is. Well, there's a bit
Stephen
where he
Moffat's
says,
a
"I never
Minecraft
used
fan."
the word smelted. He says, "I never used the word smelted before," and I thought, "Is that right?" So I looked at the transcripts, and no, it doesn't seem like he has actually said it before on the show.
Okay, Stephen Moffat's done his homework. That's good.
Apparently, it's a weird thing for him to think and add in, but you know, he was right.
Yeah, I've wrote down. The Doctor says, "If this doesn't work, you are brave, and I forgive you for being stupid. And if it does work, I'm going to be cross with you." And it was Peter Capaldi, 12th Doctor vibes. Yeah. But it was a very small snippet of seeing, the Doctor cross, which we haven't seen too much of. I want to see full-on rage as we go through these episodes.
I've got another line here which I thought was very, very Peter Capaldi, and it says, "Give it time. Everything's a beach eventually." That's so 12th Doctor.
Yeah, you could just swap in the 12th Doctor and Clara, especially the way Ruby defies the Doctor when she starts doing stuff he doesn't like, and that was very Clara, but definitely. Clara was always kicking up a bit of fuss.
And the bit before she hands him the tube, and he's like, "Oh, toss it in the air and catch it, so I can figure out the weight." Yeah,
that was cool. That was just like a very Doctor-y. No, it was very
okay.
Very,
sorry.
That was a very Doctor-y moment. Like jumping up and down to detect the gravity and stuff like that. I always enjoy them Doctor Who moments.
Well, my point really was the weight idea was very. I mean, it's literally just done in Sherlock. It's literally just the scene in Sherlock where he throws a handbag and then he like tests the weight of it, through the gravity.
Okay. Yeah.
So I just thought,
I don't mind it
again.
Well, I thought it was not weirder, not bad, but when Ruby's like, instead of doing it on like 3, 2, 1, let's do it to a song, which she's been shown to be like a musical character.
Yes.
But I personally, I liked it, but I was thinking I personally wouldn't do that. I'd just get it wrong. I think there's more chances of me getting right if it was just 3, 2, 1. Although you could have that situation where people are like, okay, we'll do it in 3, 2, 1, and then someone goes on 1 and someone goes on go. That's what would happen to me. I'd blow up on that line.
0 go, and you're like, well, what?
Yeah, we need to establish the rules.
Yeah, okay. What's my next note here?
Well,
yes.
First of all, let's have a look at the comments very quickly. Don't forget, Daly says, well, on screen actually there were other planets mentioned, like Woman Wept in Boomtown. That's very true. The way she described it was cool as well. It's like they knew they could get more creative when they didn't have to show it. Yeah, and it feels like the Fourth Doctor testing the strength of gravity with a yo-yo. Yeah, I love moments like that. It's
which
fun.
Was also done by Moffat with the 12th Doctor.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Okay, my next note is the Doctor reading a poem about himself to calm down.
Yeah, at first I thought it was a real poem, but then it mentions the moon and the president's wife, which is a callback.
I went down to the beach and she stood, dark and tall at the edge of the wood. The sky's too big. I'm scared, I cried. She replied, young man, don't you know there's more to life than the moon and the president's wife? And that's a very, very interesting line. Because I don't know if you know this. It's a line from Missy. Do you know about this?
Yeah, when they were younger, she said that. But you think it could just be a fib.
Since when do you care about the Doctor? She says, since always, since the Cloister Wars, since the night he stole the moon and the president's wife, since he was a little girl. One of those was a lie. Can you guess which one?
Yeah. Well, we can rule that one out now, I guess.
Yeah.
If the Doctor's going on about
2.
Yeah.
So, and the Cloister Wars did happen. So.
Yeah. That's just
I don't
Missy's
think he
just
was
being
a
flippant.
little girl, according to Missy. So I think we've figured it out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was cool. I thought it was quite inconsistent with the way like the stress reactions. The Doctor would get a bit more stressed or move a little, and the green lights would reflect that, and he had to stay zen, as he says, to prevent
very
that.
much like the bars on the Silence of the Library.
Yes. Yeah. But I thought it's no, you're right. It's just another Moffatism. But
it's just the same thing.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I think he's a really good writer, but I'm so used to so many of his tricks and quirks that he does in these stories that it's almost like I've got a notepad of them all, and I'm just like, yeah, that one's done, that one's done, that one's done. And I just can't enjoy it as much as I want to, because I can see through it too quickly now, and it's my fault.
Yeah, people lap it up. People lap it up though. They stand and clap when fish custard is mentioned, or another companion and stuff like that.
Villain guard, even.
I didn't mind that one so much because that's world building. I think that's a bit different. I think when you're trying to create a world.
Christian soldiers, people.
Yeah. Well, I want to bring up a point about that, but I never. With the pressure pad, the mine, it's inconsistent. That's what I was saying. So the
Yes.
doctors get a little spooked and have to calm down, right, for the adrenaline. Fine. But then there's a point where he's getting literally shot in the arm by Monday.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. So he was getting shot in the arm, and he was standing still, and it was like electrifying his arm. I've written that down with a question mark because I don't understand what was happening there.
My thought process was it's either she's got it on like tickle mode and it's just, you know, to threaten him, you know, or where he's becoming part of
Trying
the
to
bomb
tickle him
already.
off the mine.
Yeah. Well, he's, you know how the person is the bomb, not the mine itself. I thought, and you know, he's becoming that. He's becoming that. So it was kind of like he had this like sort of shell, or he was transformed in a way where he wouldn't get hurt. I just thought it was strange. I was, you know, like, oh, okay, he's getting literally shot in the arm, and his hearts are not racing.
Because it's just a bit weird. There was another bit where he gets shot by the 2 wires from the ambulance, and that doesn't seem to add any weight to his body, even though there's 2 big metal rods stuck in his body.
Regardless of the weight, it would hurt because it's just like gone through.
Yeah. Like that would really hurt, and it just doesn't seem to change anything. But putting a foot down does.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, this is
to be fair
stuff.
Yeah, and I'm not an expert on weight, so maybe it is accurate for all I know, but I doubt it.
Yeah. Well, if I was the doctor, I would have said, Ruby babes, come over here. How much do you weigh? Hold on to these rocks that weigh, you know, make you weigh my weight, and then 3, 2, 1, jump on, and I'll jump off. Yeah. And then I can go sort it out.
He runs away.
He runs away, yeah. Yeah. Next companion, please.
Monday, over here.
Yeah.
What's my next note? Well, where were we, to be honest?
Talking of getting shot quickly.
I know where we are. But yeah, go on.
Talking of getting shot, when Ruby got shot, that reminded me a bit of the Dalek coming out in Stolen Earth. You know, to shoot the Doctor.
Okay.
Is the Stolen Earth?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Just the surprise, I'm going to shoot you. And I thought the setup for it was quite funny in hindsight, where Monday's like, shoot me, and she's standing right in the open for it to happen.
But with both of her hands up, she's like, shoot me in this arm, and then she puts them both up.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, I can see what's going to happen here quite clearly.
Yeah. Surely you'd be like, because
shoot me.
So she's holding her arms up here, right? Ruby's not shot a gun before. I'd be like, where do I have to go for this? Like, shoot my arm. You know, there was the risk that way of actually getting shot in the head.
Put it up to the gun, like actually put it up to the gun, and then be like, fire it now.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, shoot me, come on, try and get me.
Whoa, where am I
going? I thought that was weird.
Yeah, and then a lover boy comes out and shoots Ruby, and I know, but
way ahead.
I know, but we were on the gun thing. So he comes out and shoots. He comes out and shoots Ruby, and I laughed so hard. Hard. It was just so funny. The way she gets shot like 3 to 4 times, and then she rolls down the hill. Yeah. And then she rolls down the hill, and it goes on for ages, and she's just tumbling down. Honestly, that was the funniest part of the episode, and I think it was hard hitting, but it was great visual, physical comedy for me.
There's a great bit from Shooty there where he goes, "Oh,
oh yeah, no, his face is like, yeah, and then he goes, oh." Good, no, it's good acting. I'm not ripping on him.
It's just so good.
The sequence of events. His acting in this is sublime.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
We'll go back in the episode a bit, but Who Theory said, I don't see why he couldn't just step off the mine, because if he's not on it, how can it start the reaction inside him to blow him up? I think if he moved slightly, it would do it, or
go off anyway.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have enough time to step off before he dies.
Yeah.
Because if you, for example, if you jump, you're going to put more weight on the ground before you lift up. So it's...
Yeah, I think sudden...
I understand that bit enough.
Yeah, I think the sudden change of pressure and weight, is implied that would just trigger it off. Looking forward to... Dictionary says, looking forward to the poop where Ruby tumbles for 5 solid minutes. Well, it exists. I just haven't posted it yet. It wasn't 5 minutes long, though. I got to... It was like maybe 2 minutes.
Twitter length.
Well, that and I got to the point where it's like, these shots are getting too recognizable now, over and over again.
Yeah.
For it to
There's only so long. There's only so long it can be before a person says, "Okay, I get the joke," and clicks off anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll post that after this.
Going back a bit, the little girl appears.
Splice.
Immediately, the Doctor has the flesh tube. Splice appears. And I've written down that she's a terrible actress, and I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
I mean, you've got to give children credit where it's due, I think. But
I think the Space Babies did a better performance.
But they weren't real.
Fair. They're babies,
real.
yeah. They're not...
Yeah. No, I don't think either way. I thought.
I thought she was awful.
I
think part of that was the writing. I think she was
that's what I was
written
going to say.
terribly. She just doesn't. Throughout the entire episode, she has to be the stupidest character I've seen in ages. She just doesn't know her dad's dead throughout the entire episode.
No, she does.
It's really weird. No, she doesn't. She keeps asking where he is. She keeps asking where he is.
Oh, I thought she made peace with it very quick anyway, because she's like, he's just gone. He's, because of her faith.
Care. She did not care whatsoever. There was oh god, it was so weird.
I wrote with Splice, she had a very odd sense of timing and sort of notion of what's going on around her, because there's a bit where everything's going down, stuff's going on all around him, and Splice just sits down and starts looking at the photos of, was it an antelope?
Yeah. She's like, that's where we saw the antelope. I'm like, girl, time and a place. Come on, there's people dying around you. Ruby's on the ground, like dead, and she's like, oh, look, it's a baby deer.
Yeah, it's a baby deer. Yeah, I think that was just what is Splice doing at this moment in time. Maybe the script called for her to be distracted.
No, because later when the dad comes back as the AI,
yeah, I know there's a callback.
Anyway, I don't know why she came to the location in the first place.
She was looking for her dad, and he was geotagged.
Why? She said, I got a message from him, and the message was kiss, kiss. So why did she think, okay, that means I've got to run into the war itself and find him?
I don't know. He said he'd be back soon as well, so...
Yeah, but it's like, what is it, 4 minutes? I've noted this down because, right, they say at the start of the episode it's they're 20 minutes from base. It takes the girl 10 minutes to get there, and then the guy who appears, the love interest guy who appears, takes 4 minutes to get there. So they obviously know a faster route.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
I thought that was ridiculous. At least, at the very most, they took 4 minutes. Like, they could have got there less, because he was eating dinner, and the next time we see him, he's 4 minutes later, he's 20 minutes away. So I don't know how he managed that. Maybe he's just fast. Yeah,
maybe. Well, yeah, I guess you can move around the battlefield pretty quick when there's literally no enemies as well.
Dictionary says kiss kiss was Splice's sleeper activation code. It might as well have been, because she had no personality.
I thought being so harsh.
No, I am being extremely harsh because she's a child actress, and God bless her. But I kept rolling my eyes throughout the entire thing at her.
I saw some people say like the episode was probably called Kiss Kiss at some point in its conception, which I
like
think,
that.
or even Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. You know, I saw someone tweeted that. I don't know.
Yeah,
but then
Oh,
I
that
think
would be
Boom.
good.
I think Boom is. I think
good
it
title.
encapsulates it a bit more. And the Doctor does the Boom thing at the end, dropping the mic.
Oh yeah, I didn't clock that.
Which was again a very
in my
Moffat thing to do.
notes- Yeah, in my note, you know, you were saying about her sitting down looking at the photos. The way I've written that in the notes is father shows photos to little girl and she starts clapping and giggling. And I think she's a bit too old to just be sitting there like, yay, daddy.
Yeah, I think they just had to really hammer in that these people have, you know, relationship, you know, feel sad. It's yeah, I didn't mind it though. I thought it was okay.
It really, really bugged me. It bugged me so much. She continuously tries to hug the hologram as well, which is really weird. She doesn't seem to understand that the hologram isn't actually her dad.
Yeah, I don't.
Because she towards the end, there's kind of a moral that, like, you know, he's not gone. He's just dead. That's fine. That's a nice idea. But she continuously tries to hug the hologram, and whenever he just like disappears, she's like, "Where's he gone? What's going on?" I think she just genuinely doesn't know he's dead. I think she's just been really confused the whole story, which is very sad.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, she definitely does know, but she has a slightly, well, not warped, because she has, you know, it's her faith. She doesn't think people die; they're just gone. And you know, she says about her mother, she was it taken, gathered up for God.
Really weird way to put it, but like I get it. It's just it feels a bit like a negative way of putting it.
Yeah, gathered up.
Gathered up.
Yeah,
I've never heard that used in a positive sense.
Yeah, you're right. But, yeah, that was very strange. What was I going to say?
Dictionary says, why on earth would he bring his daughter along in the first place? Well, he says that he's the only carer for her, so I guess she had no one else.
But
it is a bit weird.
How long would he be positioned on this planet, though? I guess if it's indefinite.
Well, they were there for 6 months.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't know how long it works. If there's like a regime, like, you know, they're posted for a year and then they get to come home for a year. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a bit odd. What did you think about Ruby being 3,000 years old on the ambulance? It says I'm not thick here because it's calendar year, so it's, you know, seeking her out through records. But
it's the same thing that happens to Amy in The Beast Below. It's like Amy Pond, 20,000 years old, and she's like, "Oh, shut up."
Yeah.
So I think it's just
Stephen
that joke
reference.
again.
Yeah,
it's just the same thing, which is fine.
Yeah.
You've got to repeat stuff.
It was strange, that bit, because it was like next of kin, and it's like freaking out, and Ruby's like, "Who are they?" And the robot doesn't know. The robot knows who Ruby is from 3,000 years ago, but the robot doesn't know that her next of kin is Carla and Cherry, which, you know, would have been her documented next of kin. It doesn't mean biological.
Yeah.
Next of kin doesn't mean biological. So,
well, they spoke about this on the commentary.
Is it specifically
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
They talked about this on the commentary. Stephen Moffat was asked to add a snow bit in, and a bit where it sort of mentions a mystery of Ruby's family. So him adding the next of kin was that. But it does feel a bit different to the other ones we've seen, because it's just a different question. She's just like, "Oh, who is it?"
Yeah, who am I next of kin? If it was that could have been slightly changed, though, couldn't it? Like biological family, it could have just changed that line. because maybe it's like maybe them flesh tubes could be a biological key as well, or well, not as well, like instead of like voice activated. Although then the Doctor would have not been able to open it. I don't know. Not sure.
Yeah.
But my instant thought, right? I'll get into my theory now of because otherwise I'll forget. When it said Ruby's 3,000 years old, I thought in not forever, because I clocked it said calendar. I have this theory. I don't know if Millie Gibson and is it Verada?
Oh, you spoke about this one before.
Yeah, I think. Do we know the companion's name yet? I don't think we do. But I think Ruby's going to regenerate.
I don't think we do.
Ruby's going to regenerate into the new companion. Whenever Millie steps down, Ruby was abandoned. I think Ruby was abandoned by the same people that the Doctor was abandoned by, maybe. And
I so don't agree with any of this, by the way.
Yeah. Well, no, it could be interesting because we could have maybe this whole theme of babies is whoever abandoned the Doctor has been abandoning babies across time and space, and the Doctor's not known about this, but he's discovers this baby.
They're a mass baby abandoner.
Well, we don't know the motivation. They might be trying to like. They might be trying to preserve their. Well, they might be trying to preserve their species by hiding babies with, with foster parents across the universe, or something.
Okay.
Because then I think it will have. Because everyone's like, "Oh, Millie's leaving so soon compared to, what they thought."
But she's not. She's not. That was just rumors from the Mirror.
Yeah, but
which turned out to be wrong.
If she is, maybe it's because technically her. But if she is, then maybe it's because, technically her character is living on, and we get to have another perspective of a Time Lord, as a companion.
Like Romana. Yeah.
Do that again, and it'll be fun.
Well, Russell T Davies did confirm that Millie Gibson, Ruby, and the new companion are sharing the screen and acting upon each other, so...
Yeah, and they have.
No, in the next series as companion.
Humans Call Me Steve says, "Isn't that Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Is it? That's so funny if it is."
Oh God, he's right. Yeah, it is.
No. Is it? Oh no.
I really liked that movie. Actually, that's a good movie.
Why are all the ideas done? Stop doing ideas. It's annoying. Okay, scratch that. Not doing that idea. Okay, it's Susan then. It's Susan. Everyone's saying it's Susan.
Yeah, Susan, sure. Or Susan's granddaughter. That's a thing as well.
Susan's... fair enough. Anyway, episode. I've got some random... I've wrote down when the Doctor says, Faith Gayao... I can't even... How do you... Gayao. Faith Gayao. That was cool.
Gao. Yeah. Gao. Yeah.
I loved him having a go at the soldiers.
I've written down, do you get it? Get it.
Yeah, get it.
Oh,
it was so sinister. So sinister.
Perfect.
So good. I want to see more of that from the Doctor. I hope. Well, I think they said in the commentary we're going to get more meanness. Doctor's going to be a bit more of a meanie in future episodes.
Yeah, he said that for the Christmas special. He said he becomes more mean.
Okay.
Which is interesting.
I'll look forward to that.
This is a bit behind a line I really liked. I am a higher dimension life form. I am a complex space-time event. That's the kind of Doctor lines I really like.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that. It's beyond definition. I really enjoy those kind of bits.
Beyond definition, really, and it makes him a big bomb as well. Bigger than anyone else.
Yeah.
He's the biggest bomb in the universe.
He's going to blow up the world.
Yeah.
Which is rather extreme.
Get it?
But I guess they needed a reason as to why the soldier wouldn't just be like, push him off and kill him.
Yeah.
She wouldn't care. He's just a dude. So yeah, I get that. Yeah, no, another line I really liked was when Ruby says, "Since when was the church an army?" And the Doctor replies, "You're living in a blip." That's quite
I liked that.
interesting. I like it, but a bit later it goes very anti-religion, and I'm not too sure about it.
No, it
we'll
had
get to that.
It had two different takes. I think it had blind faith and like this, other faith of there's different kind of faith. It was like positive faith that your deceased relatives might be somewhere else and you might see them one day, and then there's the other kind of faith that drives you blindly to war. So I don't think it was.
Yeah,
it wasn't blanketing all of religion
in
under
a
it.
sense, though, because that's what faith is, isn't it? It's believing without proof, which is fine.
Yeah, but it's what you have blind faith in. The Doctor wanted them to question. Just you can have faith, but question things a bit more. Don't just blindly follow everything. I think that's the point, wasn't it?
Well, hang on. I wrote down a few quotes here because I thought this was...
I wrote down a few quotes here.
Yeah.
I did as well.
I think Ruby's a Time Lord.
Oh, come on. I'm having fun with it. Grow
up. I can't find it. Where is it? Oh, yeah. Most armies would notice that they're fighting smoke and shadows, but not this lot, because they have faith, the magic word that keeps you never having to think for yourself. The way that's written, it makes it sound quite like just the general idea of faith is how that sounds.
Sure. At that point in time, but then he elaborates on it. It goes into it more towards the end. So yeah, at that point in time, he's having a go.
But then he complains. Do you get it, Faith Gal? And then she's like, "What? Well, I need proof to blow it up." And he's like, "Well, you need proof now, Faith Gal." It's like, I don't know. It just felt like the Doctor's being unnecessarily mean right now. Like, she didn't know. It's not her fault.
But his point is question what you're doing and why, and not just blindly follow. I thought it was fair. Fair.
There was another line. He said. He says to her, "You keep faith," and then she's like, "Oh, I don't think you liked it." And then he's like, "Just because I don't like it doesn't mean I don't need it." But then he says that it's the magic word that keeps you never having to think for yourself. So I'm getting mixed signals here.
Just it's different kind of faiths, I think, that we're exploring.
Okay. All right.
Let me see. Blah blah blah. Some notes. If Monday is coming back, that'd be interesting. But I don't know what else to do with that character. It was fun when Monday Sunday. That was funny. That got laugh at me. Well done, Stephen.
I wrote a note there as well. Okay, I want to speed run a couple of these notes here because there's not much to talk about, but I think they're interesting. The ambulance gave Ruby a time of how long it would take for her to die, and she's dead for 4 minutes, according to that. So I don't know how accurate that is, that it was able to revive her after she was just dead for 4 minutes. But sure.
To be fair, Jerry, there is a secret song in her. We don't know what that does. Is she a Time Lord?
That's true. No.
or the trickster's daughter. Who knows?
Yeah, that's the theory. Another line that I thought was really weird was when the dad AI comes back and he's like, he starts saying random stuff like kiss kiss and all that, and he says antelope, and then the little girl says, "We saw antelope together. I remember, Daddy." I'm like, did we ever question if you remember?
No, so the antelope thing was set up to show that he's more than just AI, because Monday's like, he's just AI, he's not the father.
Yeah. But why does she say, "I remember, Daddy"?
It's just I remember. It's just fun. What's your problem with it?
I just don't understand. Why does she think that her dad thinks she doesn't remember?
Because he was allegedly just an AI shell. So potentially he doesn't have that within him. But then it's like the reveal is, oh, he has it in him because it is actually the dad.
But she's saying, I remember.
Oh, I don't know.
I just don't. I just think. Well, never question that. I don't know why you're bringing that up.
Yeah. Well, my last point for the episode is about the AI dad. I thought it was kind of lazily done.
Let me quickly go here. There's another line which really annoyed me, where Ruby says, "But her dad's dead," and then the Doctor replies, "We're all dead eventually." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's not really a reply to what she said, is it?"
Yeah.
It's unrelated, to be honest. It's just
yeah. I think humans call me Steve in the chat has it right. It's just Moffat-y writing. So, my last point really, and we'll wrap up. If you have any questions or things you want to say in chat, get them in now before we wrap up. But yeah, the AI thing, I thought it was funny anyway. How like AI saves the day, yay!
Oh yeah,
which I thought was interesting. You know, amidst all that sort of conversation. But I won't get into the nuance of AI in the world. But it was just strange. It was like he's not connected to the system, but my the robot, the hospital robot, has wires in me that are connected to the system. So it's gonna like wave through, and like.
Well, I guess because he is part bomb now, so the wires connect to him, and he's part bomb, so he's machinery. So the wires can actually go through him.
Oh, I wasn't. No. I don't even think it had to have been that. I'm fine with that. I just thought it was an interesting way to get him into the system. They didn't have to explain that he wasn't part of the system, because we could have just believed that tech was, connected in some way. You know, but then it's like, have a little rummage around in the system and find find proof that this is all made up. And that's just like, yeah, okay. And he's looking around in all the filing cabinets in the computer system, and actually manages to find something like a letter
enough to just take over the entire algorithm, which is insane.
Yeah, that was my final thought. I thought it was weird how the dad turns around to look at the Doctor at the end. Dad to dad. Yeah.
He goes,
Bye, robot AI hologram man. Nice knowing you.
That made me laugh really loud, that shot. I know I'm complaining a lot, but a lot of this, I thought it was a good episode, but a lot of these things are more, I notice them so much because I'm so used to Moffat's writing now that it frustrates me more than normal issues would. And that's on me. The episode isn't wrong or anything. I'm wrong.
Yeah, you are.
And I'm well aware
You're always wrong. No, I think with this episode, I was complaining at the start of this that, the Doctor says fish fingers and custard, and everyone claps. Yeah, we recognise it. See, these things, when it was nearing the end of Moffat's run, are things everyone was complaining about because it was, like you said, it's painfully obvious. You recognise it because it's by the book, for Stephen Moffat. Every episode he writes is very much that. But as it's been years since we've had that, and a lot of people hated Chibnall, some people aren't gelling with the current run at the moment. So when we have that bit of Stephen Moffat back, everyone's like, oh yeah, we did love it in moderation, and we haven't had it for so long that it's really nice again. It's like if you eat the same food that you love every day, you're gonna hate it, and then you don't have it for 6 months and you have it again, you're like, oh my gosh, this food's amazing. I think what the episode is.
I think the issue is if Moffat was food, I think he tastes okay. So when I'm overeating something that I think tastes okay, I just think, well, I could not eat this again and be okay. I don't think he's bad. I just think he's okay, and that's fine. I get
He's
it. I
fish
enjoy
fingers
quite a bit of his
and
food.
custard.
It's fish fingers without the custard. The
Yeah,
custard
that's true
is the
actually.
little
If
cherry
Stephen
on top.
if Stephen Moffat was food, it'd be fish fingers. he froze, smiling there.
Sorry.
Yeah. We'll just answer the last few questions and then we'll run the
yeah.
the
Okay,
the solution.
before you do that, a few bits from the Unleashed I thought was interesting. He said phone call one. This is Russell T Davis saying this. He said phone call 1 was Bad Wolf. Phone call 2 was Murray Gold. Phone call 3 was Stephen Moffat.
Okay.
So that was interesting. There's a bit where it's the actress who played Monday didn't know that she said she didn't know she'd be back as the companion. That call came months later. I thought that was interesting. It talks about the 2005 series of Doctor Who in it as well, and they call it classic Doctor Who. I thought that was interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all my notes. That's it. That's literally it.
Oh, I'm glad we stopped to listen to them last couple yawn fest.
Sorry, I just thought those things were like kind of interesting. I don't know.
Yeah. One last look at the chat. I like that the solution. J Jungle Japeson says, "I like that the solution was the Doctor convinced an AI to become a virus. It does seem like something you could do with current AI." And then Dictionary says, "Yeah, as a computer scientist, something of a computer scientist myself." Spider-Man meme. The AI stuff was super believable, actually. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I like, if an AI gets advanced enough, you could actually convince it to do things. Yeah, fair enough.
Susan Twist was very good as well, actually. We haven't actually just said about the
Oh, yeah, quickly
good.
Just give her props. Well done. Yeah, thank you for watching.
You're watching, Susan.
If you're watching. We're going to
Thank you for watching, Susan.
Cut to our lovely outro now. Find out what happens next. And then, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And join us next week for more fun. It's only going to get better from here on out, I think. The sky's the limit. Shut up, Jerry.
Oh, well, that was a good chat about Doctor Who. Are the shields back up yet?
No. Maybe the mime can help us.
Oi, mime! If we wiggle off you, can you help us?
He's not saying anything.
It's bloody rude.
Let's just take our chances.
All right, let's do this. We need to wiggle off him.
Engaging wiggle regulator.
Switching on the rocking.
I think we got it.
Oh yeah, he's up.
What's he doing now?
I think he's miming as a force field.
Yes, go on.
Yes.
Yeah, you're doing it, mate.
Yay, the shields are fully operational. We can leave.
We're just gonna leave him.
Yeah, bloody weirdo.
Well, I'm glad we're out of trouble now.
Yeah.